Those Raparu dare make such a racket in my longhouse? What were those royal Deadfire fools thinking? I don't need a better house. I need privacy. What do you want? Not even the greatest Mataru can stand against a fleet of Rawatayan warships. I am Mataru, a warrior. The best quarters are mine by right. And yet I cannot display my most precious possession, my grandmother's warhammer, for fear the Raparu might steal it. It is absurd. They know no better. A Huana soul is not born into the Raparu without reason, after all.
You see a lock, I see a personal invitation. I am just too good.
I will not return to the Longhouse, Weto, never! And I won't blunt my teeth about it further.
But what are you so stubborn? The Rawatayans do us a great favor and you spit in their faces. What do you need? Not at all, not at all. My sister and I are just having a small disagreement.
It is because you speak like this that I yell at you in the first place. You're beginning to sound like those Rawatayan outlanders, and it shames me to say so.
Ignore her. She has an urchin up her ass about her cousins from the north and can't be persuaded. I should know. I've tried.
Is it so unreasonable to want to protect my culture, our culture, from our greedy neighbors? They arrive in ships laden with goods they believe will please us and think that gives them the right to build their walls on our land. Then they act surprised when we don't all fall at their feet with cries of gratitude. You refer to the walls? We are no strangers to the menaces of the Deadfire. Pirates, colonials, Nagati's children. We have bested all of them before. We don't need them or their walls to keep us safe, and we surely don't need their longhouse.
We are no strangers to storms. But last year we suffered many powerful ones in quick succession, and our harvest of Koiki fruit was destroyed. Prize share was rationed, famine loomed, and then the Rawatayans sent ships, load after load of food, enough to see us to the next harvest. They could have left us to die, but they didn't.
It was only a ploy to make us dependent on them, Akira. We took their food and helping hands, and now we sleep in their buildings and watch the sea from their walls. Another of the Rawatayans' tricks. When our huts were destroyed in the storms, they did not rebuild them like they were as we requested. They built this longhouse instead. Are you not one people? They said. Why do you live divided, each cast apart from the others? They believe they know what's best for us, but how we live is not their business. The Fleet Master says we are weak because we don't work as one. She doesn't see that it's our differences that make the Huana strong. She doesn't want to see it, lest it put the lie to their enterprise here. Under whose banner? Rawatai's? Then we cease to be Huana as surely as if they conquered us.
We have the land and resources Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. We share a common ancestor. Why not create a common culture? Together we would be strong.
I say, if you truly believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I thought. Then leave, Akira. Unless you wish to drown with us both.
I say, if you have nothing constructive to add and don't intend to help, then take my sister's advice and go. We have cynics aplenty. We will live without one more. All the wonders of the sea and more besides.
What can I do for you? Sayuka? Bit of a backwater if you ask me, but don't tell the fleet master I told you so. This used to be where the fleet would send a person after they'd seen a fellow sailor blown to bits by a cannonball or what have you. That was before those mad druids out in the bog started sending bears and wild cats over the walls, of course. Let me know if you're in the market for something pointy. Everyone's always gotta ask. Not that I blame them. It is a good story. I was seeing this guy. Let's call him, I don't know, Kono. Kono and I had been carrying on a while when I started making noise about wanting to move in. Frightened the boy so bad, he went and joined the Royal Deadfire Company in the middle of the night. Thing is, I'm a deft hand with a throwing knife, and I know my way around 10 kinds of blades. So I followed him into the service, pulled my weight, got on a good ship. Kono eventually left to go to poetry school or what have you, but I stayed. Haven't heard a complaint yet. Put your eyes on these.
I'm told you were instrumental in our stand against the Druids. Well done. The Druids have harried us from the moment we made landfall. I suspect they're none too keen on our logging efforts. Several days ago, I dispatched a small force to quell them, but I've heard nothing of them since. To be frank, I suspect they were killed. And I no longer have enough people to repel another attack. We Rowattians are tougher than most, but we're engineers all the same. We weren't trained to fight. Given your impressive showing in our hour of need, I'd hoped I might impose on you with a request for aid. You will be well rewarded for your efforts should you decide to help us. Go to the bog where I sent my people. You'll find the Druids' leaders there, no doubt. Kill them. Should you do so, the Royal Deadfire Company would stand in your debt, and I would be immensely grateful.
This I cannot do.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
He acts like he's gonna do one thing, then he does something else.
That's called strategy.
I see you received my message. This is good, because I have a matter of no small importance to discuss. A great injustice plagues the archipelago, and we have an opportunity to end it. A thriving slave trade disrupts the Deadfire. I've determined that it's being run from the island known as Crookspur. Getting rid of them. Slavers sow chaos wherever they ply their unsavory business. They uproot communities, disrupt trade, and attract the vilest criminals. Unfortunately, they've been allowed to operate here for years. Why, if the Juana had marshaled their forces, the slaver problem never would have reached this extent. That it has is a failure we must lay at the feet of the Kahanga royals. Allow me to illustrate. 2,000 years ago, our people began the conquest of Rawatai. The land was new to us. Many of its inhabitants were better equipped. But we overcame them. We were unified where they were scattered. And we were not content to huddle in cliff caves and subsist. We were determined to make a better life for ourselves. I am merely pointing out that it is difficult for fragmented, transient tribes to maintain control over their territory. Is it not noble and just to end this scourge, especially if the Juana cannot? We must end the slaver threat. Go to the slaver outpost on Crookspur and kill Master Kua, the ringleader. As much as I would like to send our forces to fight the good fight alongside you, I'm afraid that would only cause trouble in other quarters, especially since some of the slavers operate legally and with the blessing of certain Valian officials. However, I have it on good authority that the slavers have made enemies of the Wahaki. They may be willing to help you, if they don't take your head off first. The Wahaki congregate on an island called Ori Okoiki. It means cursed land of corpses. They are suspicious of outsiders, so approach them with caution, if at all. What's important is that you rid us of the slavers on Crookspur. I'm counting on that. It's a trading post, of course. I just did. Clear skies. How do you mean that? Rawatai is composed of many types, but it's true, many here are soldiers and engineers, none of whom are especially diligent about paperwork. How do you mean that? Are you making advances at me? It's for the best. This would be a most inconvenient time to begin an attachment.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
At your service.
Your story ends here.
Hey.
Right on target.
Yes? This one's mine.
Yours to command, Captain. Worth and rough!
I'm here. A little something for you. Have my attention.
Luthen!
Hey.
That's right.
I'm here. This one's mine.
Poison.
You need something.
Watch me! It makes no difference!
Something I can do? Yes. Easily done.
Thanks, stranger. Don't think I could have made it without you. These Skulder had been picking folk off for weeks, picking on the weak. Those too young, old, or sick to fight them off. Maybe it was stupid, but I couldn't let that go on, not if I could help it. Ha! You and me both. The gullet's a safer place with these monsters cut to pieces. Like it? My father left it for me. Told me that one day I'd defend the Deadfire with it. You're not wrong. I don't understand it myself, but it seemed to confuse the Skulder. Probably saved my life. Not really. Father found it and brought it home. He said he got it from some Dirwidian pirate captain with a dog named Griffin. But, well, sometimes his tales were a bit taller than true. I doubt it, but thanks for saying so all the same. Anyway, I think you should have this. For what you did, and for what you can do with it. No, thank you for coming along when you did. And what's more, for helping. I truly appreciate what you did. Not everyone in Nekataka steps in for a neighbor. I need to be getting back to Mother, though. I probably shouldn't take home Skulder meat, should I?